Hi everyone, this is Trish. I was working on some old projects today and I thought I would spend a few minutes making a video. I'm still working on my Sailor's Valentine junk journal, but I thought I would take a break and do some different things. So I was just coloring on this. It's actually a a Yogi Tea box, and I don't think they make these anymore with the design on the inner part. So I feel kind of lucky that I kept some of them because I always like to see that design on the inner box, and so I think I'm going to make, use them in my junk journals or my art projects. So anyway, so what I was doing was I was just working on this little part here, and I'm using a Pilot color pencils, and I like them. The only thing is I think they only come in a few colors, so that's the only bad part. But I was just going to color for a few minutes. Maybe if you want, you can get out your coloring project or junk journal project or whatever whatever you're doing. I don't think I'm going to be making videos for very much longer. I am running into really deep financial problems, and nobody seems to be able to help me. My electricity is going to be turned off in a few days because I told them that my dad had passed away, and the electric company, they don't care, basically. You either find the money or they turn your electricity and your water off because they are tied together. She gave me some charities, but I've used those. I tried to use those charities before, and they either don't answer the phone, or they give you the runaround, or they say that they've already met their quota for helping people for the month or whatever the case is. So I don't have much. I mean, there's so many people out there who need help, and I'm just one. I'm a drop in the ocean. So, and then my family tells me to go to charity and ask government, and a lot of my family, well, my dad's family, they're older and they just don't understand. We are living in a different world, and all of those programs have been cut. The funding has been cut, so people aren't being helped. So it would be a big waste of my time and energy and frustration. When I get frustrated, I get really angry. And I just, because I'm on the spectrum, so it's hard for me to regulate my emotions. And since I'm getting older, the hormones come into play as well. So I'm not going to be making videos anymore. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing. I filled up a bunch of jugs with water, but that's really not going to help with using the bathroom and things like that. And I really have too much pride to ask people for help. It's really difficult for me to ask people for help. And so not sure what I'm gonna do, but it is what it is. I'm certainly not the only person in this predicament. So I'm just warning you, you might never see me again. Not that anybody cares, because I only have like maybe 4 people that tune in to my videos. I don't even know why I bother. I guess it's just a way for me to, it's more for myself maybe, so I can go back and see where I was at a particular time in my life, but that's not gonna be necessary anymore, because I don't have any friends. My family doesn't give a shit about me. Sorry for my language, but I have autism and ADHD, because it's different when you have both, because it makes some things worse and some things better. I'm not sure if I like that. It looks too pinkish. I thought it was going to be red. The red color looks too pink. This is my therapy. I learned a long time ago that therapists, there's few and far between that actually help you. They just like to take your money and then listen to you. I mean, how stupid is it to pay somebody to listen to your problems? It's just like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. That's what friends used to be for. But nowadays, if you have a friend, they'll say, "Why are you telling me this? Don't you have a therapist?" Isn't that sad? That was the attitude of my ex-husband a long time ago. And most likely why our marriage didn't last. Because he wanted to just, anytime I had a problem, he didn't want to talk about it with me like a friend would. He just pawned me off onto therapists and doctors and, "Oh, you got a problem." Well, that was before I knew that I was neurodivergent, because I'm Gen X, and they didn't really, they didn't even think that women, girls, females, whatever you want to call us, could have autism and ADHD. I might sound kind of bitter, and you would be right, I am. I've done videos and I lose my temper and start yelling, and I never post those videos because I'm not comfortable showing that side of me. But I've seen people make those kind of videos and they seem to get a lot of attention. Ranting videos. I guess this is a quiet rant. I pretty much feel apathetic right now. I've kind of just accepted my fate, I guess you could say, my lot in life. How's that look? I want to go for like a Indian, you know, because it's kind of like a India vibe going on, I guess. Let's see, I think I'm looking for another more red color, which I'm not sure if I have one over here. I don't think I do. Oh well. Because I got this from a different, I was looking for, I have this, but that is this really vibrant orange color. Don't really feel like getting up and looking for one either. Maybe I can try this. This might not go over it. This is like a gel pen, I think. This, it's a cheap one. It's not doing the trick. Well, I think I'll do that part later. I'll just continue on this side. And I forgot to take a drink. It's weird how things have changed so much since I started doing coloring, adult coloring books, videos. I used to like put a lot of editing and work into them. And then I would get, I'd search for royalty-free, non-copyright music to, well, you can go back and look at them. And come to find out, a lot of people don't even like to listen to the music. They get mad when people have music. And it's really simple. I mean, you can just mute it if they have music. I wouldn't talk. I just have music, so people are just so rude nowadays. I guess maybe that's why I prefer not to have any friends, because people are just so shallow and rude, and I'm not the best friend either, because I need a lot of downtime, because my energy is so low. And so people don't like that if you're their friend. Like I've ghosted people before, not because I didn't like them, it was just because stuff happened in my life, and then I lose track of people. And then I feel really bad after I remember them. I think about them, but then I just don't. When I think about them, it's not when I'm like at my at my laptop. I don't use my phone to email people. And I've had friends in the past that, well, guy friends, that would text me every single day, and I'm the type of person who, I don't like small talk. I like meaningful conversation. So, when I'm busy taking care of my parent, I can't talk to you, text you, and some people just don't accept that because they don't know what it means to be a caregiver. Did you know that most family caregivers are not paid? And they're living off of their retirement savings? Yeah, that's, if you go on groups on Facebook and Reddit, there's a ton of people on there who post and say how they are their sole caregiver from the family, and hardly anyone in their family visits. And you know why that is? It's because the other family members are afraid that their conscience will be pricked and they'll be asked to help out more. And because they feel bad, they will accept. But if they don't if they don't have a job that excuse me, can give them time off and they have a family, it's just easier to ignore their parent and the person who's and the family who's taking care of their parents. And a lot of times they won't even help financially. I was lucky enough to have a few people in my family that would help financially, but there are people who have no one in their family that will help. And it's really sad. And when I was a more regular participant in the groups, I made a promise to myself that I would, one day I would go on YouTube and talk about this problem more in our society, because it's a really bad problem when the family doesn't help, government doesn't help, and charity doesn't help. So who are you supposed to turn to? My dad happened to be a vet, so thank God the VA covered almost all of his outside caregivers. I mean, he would have he had hospice, and then he had a caregiver company, and they would come for like 3 hours 3 times a week. Just 3 hours though. And hospice would come for an even shorter period. Hospice would only come to give him a sponge bath and get him some coffee if I wasn't up. And sometimes she wouldn't even do that. Although I liked most of the people that came here, not all of them, because I think some of the people from the caregiving company stole from us, because my dad had some old watches that didn't work in his bedroom, and they went missing. I wasn't paying enough attention to that happening, though, because I was just trying to survive the loops my dad would make me jump through every day, pretty much, because he was I'm not going to say narcissist, but he had those qualities. You know, the kind of people who, they know what buttons to push to make you upset, and they push them if they want a little excitement in their lives, because their lives are so boring and depressing that they have to resort to being mean. He wasn't that way all the time, but I'm just saying it was hard to keep up. These kind of have like a shiny quality, these Pilot pencils. I didn't know that. Looks neat. I don't know if you can see it from there. It's nighttime, so I only have this little lamp on. But anyway, how much? I think I'll stop here. And I'm gonna make another video showing how far I got on my Sailor Junk Journal, Sailor Valentine. So I guess I hope you guys have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.